is there something to be said? Or is there still something to be said? You can calculate and follow the audience analytics. Sure, of course, it makes sense. What about just showing up and sticking to your guns? Is that still doable? I mean, why can't you people just do that?
On social media platforms
Yes,
like YouTube,
like this one. Yes.
I think I think we already went into it. The platform punishes you. So
Okay.
can you with? I mean, look, I think my channel is a great example of this. Like there are clearly things that work better on my channel than not. Like if we went and did more controversy stuff, if I went and if I took, Finn McKenty will probably do well. But like I think of one like Andrew Huberman that we did together a few months ago that did really well. Did thousands of views, and the shorts did even better. So like there are certain things that you sort of, if you want to like keep one cohesive thing and do it all on one channel, you're tempting the YouTube gods. You are pissing them off.
Mm. Let me ask you this though: in the bigger picture, maybe not in this moment we're in right now, but
Yeah.
there have always been what are called quote unquote disruptors, right? When the Ramones started, and I know this is a completely different paradigm, completely different era. There's always these people in every industry that are like, no, you can't do it that way. You can't do it. That's crazy. That's garbage. That's not the way it's done. And then they come and reinvent the rules. How
Yeah.
possible is that in this? Can we get to
YouTube
there?
YouTube would have to change the rules. The difference is something like the Ramones is that it's a bunch of choices that are made by a series of, at that point, radio stations, and we're not even talking about the consolidated radio station groups that we have today. We're talking about way many more people making decisions that catapulted them and most radio stars really even into the 90s, even 2000s, into stardom.
Right. Well, and the
um,
Ramones didn't sell well. I should also say that they never had a hit, and they didn't
yeah.
sell. But you're right. There were a bunch of different institutional stages that could have. Whereas YouTube is one.
Hmm.
It's like
You can't even be a major touring act without jumping through Live Nation's, hoops. It becomes virtually impossible to do it. Theo Von had an interesting video on this. He does these all call in episodes,
hmm,
and
actual
with,
calls.
yeah, yeah, from people, from fans, and he was talking about like Ticketmaster and the fact that basically he tries to sell his stuff around Ticketmaster because they jack up fees, and he tries to sell his merch around the venues because they jack up the fees on top of it, in some cases adding 20-30% to the
Hmm.
price of merchandise, and it's stuff that the star doesn't get. Like there are, even in that case, it's a series of gatekeepers
Mm-hmm.
that are marking the lines on the road for artists. And YouTube is just one. They can
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow decide that, hey, you we're no longer going to make you go narrow and deep on content, and you can just make engaging stuff and of any content type on your channel, and we won't punish you for it. They can do it tomorrow. They won't, but they can. So what he would have to do is branch out from YouTube, which would be the uncomfortable thing. He's making a lot of money. He's very comfortable in this world, Finn McGinty. So, you know, when you are making a bunch from one passive income stream, you're captured by that world unless you diversify. He could go to podcasting. He could probably take a chunk of his audience with him. He could go to Rumble. He might already be there. I don't know. He could go to uh, focus on X or Blue Sky or Facebook, and and focus in that case more on his ads to drive the money. His the ads that he gets on the top of his videos. Um, and he's already on Twitch, so like he'd have to broaden his revenue sources.
Mm-hmm.
And just say, okay, so maybe I take a hit in my views per video, but I'm getting more avenues of money that maybe adds up to what I was going to make before or more.
Well, there you go. JB just laid it out for y'all. Like, I know it's not
I mean,
easy. I know it's not easy, but it is.
He could have done it. Why didn't he? Is the interesting question.
Right, especially if he's aware. If he's a marketer, you think if marketing is his thing, you think he'd be aware that you want to diversify, because you wouldn't want to be vulnerable to one platform's whims anyway. You've been saying this forever. They can decide to change their rules one way or the other in a way that hurts you. Here's the thing. Why wouldn't it be in their best interest to let people generate more hits as generalists? Because wouldn't they just benefit from the traffic?
No. But it's like forcing me to okay, so let's say I am punk rock MBA.
Mm-hmm.
Or let's say I'm a apostate music journalist. Let's get start from scratch. Apostate music journalist channel. All right. An apostate music journalist channel is doing these long form journalism pieces on music. And it's a specific type of music. Pick a genre.
Jesus. Acid jazz.
Okay, so apostate music journalist is doing these long form news like pieces on acid jazz, and okay, great, he's successful. So you know what he's gonna do? He wants to clip them up, but the clip version isn't as those aren't getting the type of traction that the other one is. So what does apostate music journalist do with his clips? He creates a second channel. What's better for YouTube? You having one channel or you having two channels?
Yeah, it's easier to serve people if you can tell them exactly what. No, for them, I mean, for YouTube, yeah. It's easier to get it, to deliver it to the audience if they can micro target the demand and appeal and say, look, we've got acid jazz. This.
Yeah.
You want to hear about Seb? You're talking about his dog, or even a different genre, or even a different take on acid jazz, a different style of take, right? It could still even be the same lane, but they want you to stay. It could be the same road. They want you to stay in the same lane. I guess it's easier for them to.
Yes, and it's better for them to have more channels.
Okay. Well, I mean.
So if you are, so let's say you want to do clips, and let's say like I've even heard that shorts do better on their own dedicated channel. So
yes.
So apostate music journalist acid jazz clips, apostate music journalist acid jazz shorts. So all of a sudden this goes from one channel to three, and that's what they want. They want you to do more. They want you to do the work. They don't want to have to do the work for you.
Okay. Well, I mean, but look, right, because like Jason Whitlock has Jason Whitlock clips. Glenn Lowry has, I think it's Glenn Lowry clips or highlights or something.
Yeah.
It might be clips.
Like that.
Right. Look, I think we can take the Finn McKenty story and take from that exactly what you're saying, which is like if you want to exist in this realm, you're going to have to find a way to not lose yourself in the process of accentuating only one aspect of who you are. And you're going to have to find a way to spread your arms out and maybe grow more arms to manage these different channels. And if you have a successful channel, though, you should have the resources to be able to do that easier than somebody starting from scratch.
Oh, and also I'd like to make an appeal to Mr. McKenty. Anytime you want to come on, discuss this with us.
I'd love to talk.
Let's discuss. I'd love to go and understand where you're coming from. You got a relatively big fan over there in the Sapster. You know, we believe in you. We want to know who's right, who's wrong, and I got a lot more questions for you. So please, we'd love to see you.
As do I. James,
Yes.
Bah Humbug Brown. I hope you will give people at work a list of things, some guideline as to. I mean, they're probably looking to get you like a small, nothing major, right? Like not like an extravagant gift from work. It's a work gift.
Bah humbug.
These are the rituals human beings, these are the gestures human beings make to show each other appreciation. You are aware that you're being appreciated, right? That this is a way of saying, James, we appreciate you being here. So we want to show that to you by giving you something that you will enjoy using or looking at or being reminded of, our appreciation. These are the things that keep human civilization intact. And I'm being facetious here, but like, come on. Put on a Santa hat, James. It feels good, man. Come on. Let people give you gifts.
Bah humbug.
Shit, I wish I had people like knocking on the door to give me stuff. I'd be like, and I like this, and I like this, and I like this, and on certain days I like this kind of thing. And yeah, and if you really want to go a little bit deeper, you might want to try this. I could totally that kind of list. So if anybody wants to give me anything, I'm happy to write to Santa.
Bah humbug.